The advice that everyone gets wrong when it comes to getting your first pull-up is to suggest immediately jumping into doing the negative pull-ups. Everyone will say the same thing. You can't get your first pull-up by only doing assisted pull-ups. You have to be doing the negative pull-up. Well, here's why they're wrong. Actually, there's some truth to that. Let's jump into that first. The negative pull-up is where you're only focusing on the eccentric portion of the movement. The eccentric portion is like the lengthening of the muscle. So think about when you're at the top of a pull-up and you are lowering yourself to the bottom. As you are lowering, that muscle is slowly getting, I gotta put down this microphone. As you're lowering, the muscle is slowly lengthening. You can also think about doing back squats, lowering yourself down into the squat position, or lowering your chest to the ground during the push-up. And there are countless studies that show that the biggest gains in terms of muscle growth and strength happen during the eccentric portion of the movement. So science is literally saying focus on the eccentric portion of the movement. If you're doing pull-ups, focus on the negative. So what you might be thinking is, if the negative pull-up is focusing on the eccentric portion and science says that the eccentric portion is the best in terms of muscle growth and strength, why would they be wrong to suggest doing negative pull-ups? Well, because getting your first pull-up means doing a pull-up at your body weight, and doing the negative version of a pull-up at your body weight might be too big of a jump for most people trying to get their first pull-up. Let's use a totally different example. Let's say that I can do a back squat with 225 pounds on my back. If I go to any rational trainer in the world, I tell them my goal is to be able to do a back squat with 300 pounds, jumping from 225 pounds to 300 pounds. No trainer in their right mind is going to say, all right, let's rack up 300 pounds and let's focus on the negative. That would be insanity. What they would do is they would take me from where I'm at, 225, and slowly add reps and slowly add weight over time until I'm able to build up to doing a back squat with 300 pounds. And that is the same thing that we want to do with assisted pull-ups, except instead of adding weight, we want to take away assistance, essentially just slowly making it more challenging over time. But here's where we get nuance. When we do assisted pull-ups, we still want to focus on the negative. I did that really weird. I didn't like that at all. Still want to do assisted pull-ups. We still want to do that pulling up motion. But as we start to lower ourselves, we want to lower real slow. Each time you do a assisted pull-up, you should be taking 2 to 3 full seconds to lower yourself to the bottom. Side note, actually, not just assisted pull-ups. If you're doing regular pull-ups, even if you're doing pull-ups with additional weight on you, you should be focusing on the negative. If you really want to maximize your gains, if you really want to maximize your strength gains, you should be taking 2 to 3 seconds to do a negative pull-up anyway. You're essentially getting the best of both worlds. You're prioritizing the eccentric, but you're prioritizing the eccentric at a weight where you can still do the concentric, aka the actual pull-up movement. And ideally, you should be doing this with a level of assistance where you can rep out 5, 6, 7 reps of these types of pull-ups in a row. So each time you train for that first pull-up, do 3 to 4 sets, 5 to 7 reps, assisted pull-ups, just like this, taking 2 to 3 seconds to lower yourself. Combine that with slowly making it more challenging over time, taking away assistance as you're able to hit 7 reps of these kind of pull-ups in a row. I mean, you're going to get that first pull-up in no time. If you want a free workout to help you get your first pull-up, you can check the link in the description. I have a free workout on my Patreon where I give you 3 different exercises to work through. I give you all the sets and all the reps. The assistance, the level of assistance and the weights that you're going to use, you're going to have to figure out on your own. I tell you roughly how to gauge that within warm-ups, but within 1 or 2 workouts, you should know exactly what you're doing, and then the workout will show you how to actually progress over time. If you have any questions on how to get your first pull-up, negatives, assisted pull-ups, whatever, feel free to leave them in the comment below, and that's all I got today.